Okay, in this video, we're gonna look at the connection between SUNOO and SUNGHOON from Enhypen. This has been highly requested. I think this is my second or maybe third reading on them. You guys are very interested in their dynamic. We're gonna see what the vibe is. With that being said, everything I say is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. And with peace and love. And let's go. Okay, this is SUNOO. This is SUNGHOON. This is the energy in between. Already it kind of feels like someone's not getting something from somebody else. That's what I feel. SUNOO got the Two of Wands in the reverse position, which is sort of like not planning for something, or almost not even that. It's sort of like my plans aren't coming to fruition, or it's sort of like what I have planned for the future isn't going to come about, or it's not going to come about in the way that I want it to. SUNGHOON got the Nine of Cups in the reverse position, which is a lack of fulfillment and a lack of satisfaction. The King of Pentacles in the reverse. There's something between them. That's what it feels like, because the King of Pentacles, yeah, it could be a person, like somebody that's in charge of Enhypen. It also could be something to do with like money or prosperity in one way or another. I think someone left a comment saying that these two are appearing more close. I don't know about that. SUNOO, Justice in the reverse position. That's something that's unjust. Oh, that sucks. You know, SUNOO's energy doesn't feel particularly vibrant. I think the very first time that I read on SUNOO, his energy was very, like, fluffy and, like, kind of happy for the most part. He seems guarded and dense now. Sort of like a lead ball kind of dense. SUNGHOON is the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. He's asking for something. You know, honestly, SUNGHOON's energy feels somewhat similar to how Heesung's felt, like, however, like, what, 9 months ago or something like that when I read on Heesung. That's what his energy feels like. He's asking for something and he's not getting it. It feels creative, I'm gonna be honest. Or, well, yeah, but it also feels like an opportunity he wants, and it's like it doesn't even feel like that big of an ask, and it's sort of like he keeps getting blocked or he keeps getting pushed off. Energy in between is these two aren't really, like, the energy isn't really intermingled between each other either. That's the other strange thing. The Four of Cups is like contemplation, being offered something and like thinking about like what is what and what. You know, their energy feels like they're in two different rooms. It's like, it's almost what it could be like is like if you're sharing a wall with someone so you can hear their movements, but it's like you're in your own world and they're in their own world. So it's like I'm aware that you exist, but it's not like, they're not really like, the cards and the energy, I should say, are not really like interacting or talking all that much. Oh my god. SUNOO, I don't feel like it's doing well. His cards are not positive. So you got the 9, that's interesting, 9 and 9. But the 9 of Swords is sort of like anguish, anxiety, depression. It can just be like a lot of like mental stress, essentially. And this all came on, this is sort of like my future not being enacted, something unjust is happening to me, and like a lot of stress, mental stress. The Moon on SUNGHOON's side is something being revealed. This feels illusionary though. Almost like you're telling me one thing and then something else is going to happen. I don't feel this. I'm not trying to be negative. This doesn't feel positive though. I feel a sense of darkness maybe and a little bit of stress, just like energetically. Ace of Swords in the reverse position is this is like not communicating, not talking. I don't think their connection is like I don't like you. That's not the energy at all. It's more just like we're existing kind of separately together. We're in the same room existing, but we're not interacting. It doesn't feel particularly warm and fuzzy. It feels like both of them are preoccupied. Not the Tower. Oh no. Y'all, what is going on in Enhypen? Someone said that like Enhypen seemed happier on stage or like more together. I think that's what someone said. I don't know. I should have checked on this a bit more. But getting the Tower in the middle, this suggests to me this has more to do with Enhypen at large and maybe the dynamics at large and not specifically between these two. Almost like because these two are a part of Enhypen, there's something going to go on with Enhypen coming up. Because the Tower is like a big shakeup. You would argue like destruction, whatever it is though, it needs to change. I like the Tower personally because I mean it's like it's unfortunate while it's happening, but whatever needs to change because whatever was built is no longer sustainable or stable. SUNOO got the Temperance, which is like balance. You know what's interesting? Because this is a really beautiful card. It's a card of like balance, like fairness. It's very alive. It's very colorful. It came on top of all of these cards, which are not necessarily the most positive cards. I get the impression that there's like a facade going on. Is that crazy to say? I feel like I mean, we're obviously only reading on these two people, but it seems like if they appear happy, I don't fully buy that personally, per the energy. If anything, it feels kind of like you're supposed to be putting on a happy face. That's how it feels, especially because Sunghoon got the moon in the reverse position, which is like the revealing of a secret sometimes, but it can also just be like illusion and going deeper into an illusion. Which to me gives the impression, especially because like the king of pentacles right here, I'm like so fixated on, because there's something about like control almost. Like you're meant to like sell a facade. Like you're supposed to be selling something to the audience. Oh no, I forgot which way this was. Was it this way? Sunghoon got the Four of Pentacles. I don't know if that was in the upright or the reverse position, which is like a loss of control, not being able. Oh, that's interesting because these two cards look really similar to one another. These are two of the few cards that aren't a major arcana where the people are looking at you, which is sort of like trying to give the impression of like control or like power, but because you're not like a major arcana, so you're not like, you know, like a king, you're not like the justice card, you're not an emperor, you're just kind of like a normal dude that's trying to appear more powerful. There's something like echoing that. I feel like there's a lot of like messages about like appearance, and you're meant to appear a certain way, but like their energy internally doesn't really feel that good. Like this, to me, like this card should be like a really positive card, but because it came on Sunoo's side on like unhappier cards, it's sort of like he's trying to balance, I think, his personas, his personal self versus his public self. There's something about that. Same with Sung. Neither of them, they feel like they have a similar problem though, which makes me think that in part this is an Enhypen problem more than it's a Sunghoon and Sunoo problem. They don't really feel all that like connected to one another. Oh my god, what's going on? Not the best cards to be getting, Gucci gang. The World in the reverse position and the Devil in the reverse position and the Page of Cups. Sunoo got the World in the reverse position, which is sort of like something not being complete. Something not being fulfilled too. There was something he was promised, he didn't get it. I feel that way. Was he promised like a solo, or like were there rumors swirling that he was supposed to be in something and then that just like never came about? Because if there were rumors, I would be inclined to believe them. If they were like unsubstantiated. Sunghoon got the Devil in the reverse position, which is sort of like that can be like the releasing of something toxic though. But again, it feels more suppression. It doesn't feel like actually like things are now better or I've gotten out of a dangerous situation. This feels more just like suppression, almost like I'm meant to be hiding something. There's a lot going on here, Gucci gang, about like hiding, suppressing, pretending. It's weird. I really don't like the energy. Page of Cups in the middle. I don't think these two have animosity. I think these two are really like not thinking all that much about each other, to be honest. Which is strange. I feel like Enhypen's on tour. You know, honestly, whenever I read for groups or people who are going on tour, I get this kind of energy a lot where it's like it's much heavier and darker when someone's on tour. I think because you're just kind of around people a lot and there's a lot of like projection and a lot of energy and it's quite tiresome. Maybe that's. Or are they on tour right now, or are they supposed to be on tour? I think they're on tour. Anyway, so it's like, I think they are around each other a lot, but I don't really feel like they're actually all that present with each other or engaged with each other all that much. The Page of Cups in the reverse also inclines me to believe, because this is sort of like, in the upright, it would be like sharing of emotion or being creative together. In the reverse, it's sort of like a sense of seriousness, or also just a sense of like simply not participating in something emotional, creative, curious, youthful. Okay. The Fool. That's interesting. You know, honestly, I feel like there is a little bit of sadness here, because I feel like Sunoo wants to like connect with Sunghoon. I will say Sunoo, I don't feel like knows how to. It's sort of like, you know that one song where it's like, I don't know how to talk to you. That's like what I hear when I look at Sunoo's pile. Sort of like, I don't know how to talk to you. Not even because it's like Sunghoon is doing anything like weird or strange. It's more just like simply from Sunoo's energy. It's like, I don't really know how to connect right now. They both feel very discombobulated in general, and I think it has more to do, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we looked at other members of Enhypen and saw a similar type of energy. Sunghoon got the Knight of Cups too, which is like moving away from Sunoo's energy. I feel like between the two of them, Sunghoon is trying to take care of himself a bit better, and it just feels like an oppressive atmosphere more than anything. Sunoo, I feel like if I'm in his energy, I feel like I'm in space. Like flailing around in outer space, and like I don't have a sense of like gravity to me. It's sort of like he's trying to like grab onto something or hold on to something, and he can't really like get his footing. Sunghoon feels a lot like being suppressed under a blanket. That's how he feels. Or sort of like he feels like solid, but he doesn't feel particularly happy or like he can see a lot of light. I wouldn't say depression. I think it genuinely is like circumstantial. Like if they were, I don't know, like maybe not on tour, or maybe we're like on a break, they could be able to like have a sense of like clarity and like peace about them. I'm not sure. The fool in the middle too is sort of like a genuine, it's like, I don't know how to talk to you. I don't have the tools to talk to you right now. I don't have the emotional capability perhaps, or like when I say maturity, I just mean in the sense of like you don't have the you know, like if you're not good at setting boundaries yet, or like you haven't like worked on that skill in a while, it's like that, where it's like I don't have enough maturity in this thing to be able to interact with you. Someone said they were like looking quite close. I feel like that's kind of put on them by the company, to be honest. I feel like they're meant to pretend to look close for the camera. Is that crazy? I don't want people to be mad at me. I feel like in general, I think if Enhypen is seeming happier on camera, I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I think it's something that they've been instructed to do, maybe, to like seem like everything's fine since Heesung left. There's something about that. There's like, because like I'm trying to think of like other angles I could look at this through. And to be fair, I do think it's like maybe the stress of being on tour, or maybe it's just like the company or something, because this feels work related and it doesn't feel exclusive to these two. These two are, it's like genuinely like we're sharing the same wall, but we're in two different rooms. And it's not even like animosity. It's not even like I dislike you. I don't sense anything like that. I don't sense any sort of like fight. I don't sense any sort of dislike. It's like we're both preoccupied with different things. Their cards are hardly at all talking to each other. I'm sorry. Sunoo is the Three of Wands in the reverse position, which is yeah, like this echoes this card, which is sort of like prosperity, not being able to build something. He was promised something, I swear. It's not coming to fruition. I think both of them, I mean, in some ways, I'm quite happy that Heesung's not in the group, because I feel like it's the same cycle repeating where B-Lift is under HYBE, right? There's something about like, I feel like maybe HYBE has an issue with like telling you one thing and then that not coming about. I don't know if I think it's in part to kind of string people along, but I also think in part it's like a disorganization thing. I think there's two parts to that. But there was something he was promised and it's not coming about. It's sort of like they're playing him rather than telling him directly no, though. I think the same thing is happening to Sunghoon, but whatever it is, they're different. It's not even like I want to act and I want to do like an album. It's like different auxiliaries, but I can't quite pick out what that means. Sunghoon got the Hanged Man in the reverse position, which is sort of like the need for action, the need for change. You know, honestly, I didn't ask this question, but I'm getting kind of what's the word? Like whispers almost of like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sunghoon didn't renew for whatever reason. I mean, that's not the main question, but I get the impression, at the very least, because they're in talks for renewal, right? Like 2027 is when like their group's contract is up or something. I feel like he's considering not renewing, because this is something about like, I need out of this situation or this predicament. I need more movement. In general, I think Enhypen, they have a lot of leverage too, because Enhypen I think is quite beloved and makes like a lot of money. I wish idols could take more of like that leverage and like understand how much more that they have over the company, because there's something about that. I hope he really does this. I think he's contemplating it now. I think he's kind of like discombobulated and a little bit preoccupied, but there's something about like him wanting more movement or more freedom or more like distance. It's almost like if he's in Enhypen, he's on kind of a leash and he's like, I want more space. I want to be able to take like a road trip, for example, and then like come back to this. A road trip meaning like doing other things or having more space and opportunity. The Seven of Wands in the middle is being backed into a corner, having the upper hand though, being pushed, being prodded. Because when I look at this card, I see a camera. That's what I see. It's sort of like you are meant to be portraying something else for the camera. I don't like that. I'm not trying to be negative. I should say, I like Enhypen's music, but I don't really follow the group. If it seems like they are like quite like lovey-dovey or friendly or playful on stage, I I don't feel like that's 100% like authentic to how they actually feel. I think they're meant to be, I think because they're trying to like relax maybe the fans because like Heesung left and like it just seems like there's a lot of like ups and downs and lumps and bumps along the way. I think Enhypen is going through a lot. I really want to do a reading on Enhypen in general and like what their future is, or look at every member again because like I'm not convinced. Even in the last reading, I think I did a reading on all the members on Enhypen, but it was more so about how they felt about Heesung leaving. And it's like some people were honestly ambivalent, but no one really felt beyond just like the Heesung thing, just kind of felt like at rest or at peace. You know what I mean? Let's pull a little more. I hope I'm not disappointing you. I'm just reading the energy. SUNOO, the Magician in the reverse. That echoes literally everything. Because this is sort of like I cannot enact my will. I'm not given the opportunities. I can't create what I want or manifest what I want. Has he ever talked about ambitions that he has? For whatever reason, I picture him acting or doing something like that or like something variety related. It seems, I mean, not to say that he's not interested in pursuing like his own music or whatever, but there's something like more, you know who I keep picturing in my head? Dahyun from Twice. So, like, he wants to maybe do something, not, like, following, obviously, in her footsteps, but something like that. I don't know. And it's like he's not able to. It's like that keeps being, like, pushed down or thwarted or something. Sunghoon got the 4, which is, like, stability. That's good. That's a nice card to get. Why did that happen? I think Sunghoon really loves Enhypen. I think he's at a crossroads with, like, do I stay or do I go? Truthfully. Because I think he genuinely really does enjoy being in the group. I don't know if when I say he loves Enhypen, I don't really know what that means. Because like that more just like popped out of my mouth. So I don't know if it's like I love my members or I just love like the body of work that Enhypen is or having this be my job. But there's something about this is stable to me or this is home to me. They've also been in Enhypen for quite a while, right? And they started when they were really young. I don't know how old Sunghoon is, but like they started when they were probably like teenagers or something. So it's like this is something this is like what he knows. He feels conflicted too. I wouldn't be surprised if he did renew, but it would not shock me if he didn't either because I have no idea for whatever reason when I'm like trying to check on like SUNOO and like what his thing is, it's like it's just not giving me like any sort of clarity on that. But like for Sunghoon, it's sort of like I think it's like a really normal decision where it's like this is something I love, but it's also like clipping my wings a little bit. And it's sort of like I think for him, it's like I need enough bravery to like do it. I mean, if I were to advise him per the cards, I think it would be in his best interest to perhaps leave B-Lift and like stay in Enhypen. So it's like his personal activities are like managed by somebody else or like have some sort of something like that. Because I think he's going to be unhappy if he stays fully in B-Lift. I'm not sure if they'd allow him to do that, but that's what I think his best path would be if he was allowed to. Or honestly, not being negative. No, because like Enhypen feels very stabilizing to him. Like maybe it's the schedules, or maybe it is genuinely the members. There's something stabilizing. I think he would be kind of lost for a couple of years without Enhypen. If things ended kind of abruptly, if that makes sense. Anyway, 10 of Cups but he needs more space. Like he's really conflicted because I keep seeing the 2 of Swords, which is like at a crossroads. I see him conflicted between like different needs that he has and how he can get them all at once. 10 of Cups, there's something going on with Enhypen. The energy in between the entire time has felt less between these two and more just the general vibe around Enhypen. Because this is unhappiness in home. It's so funny because this is kind of like a home stability card and this is like happily ever after family. There's something going on with Enhypen. It might be another member is maybe like, or a couple of members are doing something that is like causing disharmony in the group and it's making everyone like less close. I wouldn't really think that though. I think it's more the company or expectations, or maybe it's just being on tour in general. But I don't feel like the atmosphere in Enhypen is actually all that happy. None of these cards really were giving particularly positive, if I'm honest. I think you guys, please fill me in. Do they seem happier? Because if they are, I don't want to be negative, but I don't fully buy that. I don't know. Well, I'm sorry. I don't think they just are existing in the same ecosystem. They're not really even like all that locked in. I don't remember what I said in the last video that I did on Sunghoon and SUNOO. I'm not sure if this was interesting or helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions that maybe I can answer about Enhypen. With peace and love.